Hey everyone, it's Chase Banks from Hal Leonard on the Hal Leonard Education Team. Thank you again for joining us today for our webinar, Elementary Music EEssentials, K2 Lesson Planning. This is part of Hal Leonard's Back to School Summit for 2025. We're so glad to have all of you here. We've got quite the webinar planned for you this evening. And if you are just now attending for the first time one of our webinars, thank you so much for joining. We've had webinars going on since yesterday. We had a grade 3 through 5 elementary session. And today, let's see, we've got an orchestra session here in a little bit. We've got the one you're currently in. And we've also got an elementary substitute lesson planning session with our clinician again tomorrow at, let's see, 4 p.m. Eastern time. So you don't want to miss out on tomorrow's webinar either. But we've got a giveaway plan for you in a little bit. We've got all sorts of back to school fun topics. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our amazing clinician, Shawna Longo. Shawna, thank you so much for being here.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me, Chase. And I'm going to tease tomorrow's not just me. It's Christy Carey Miller and I tag teaming. So please come back if and check that one out because she and I, it's always a good time. So that's all I'll say. I know I'm biased, but it's always a good time with Christy and I kind of giving all of our 1-2 punches and back and forth. Me with the K2 specialization and her with the 3 to 5. It's sure to be a good webinar.
Christy's session was great yesterday. I was there. I hope a lot of you were able to attend that one as well. But yeah, with this dynamic duo with Shawna and Christy, don't miss out.
All right, we're gonna greetings from New Jersey. Yeah, New Jersey. Yay. New Jersey in the house. So anyways, welcome everybody. We're going to talk about lesson planning K-2. Some of you might already be back to school. Some of you might not yet. Here in Jersey, we've still got we've got about a month of summer left. So sorry. Yes, but we didn't end until the very end of June. So if you to keep it in perspective, we all teach the same pretty much number of days. But regardless, whether you're back in the classroom or you're still thinking about it, I'm sure lesson planning is on your mind. So today we're going to talk about some ways to approach K-2 lesson planning. I'm going to give you some strategies for how to effectively use EE music class. And I'm also going to talk about just some tried and true instructional practices that will really help you have a successful year with your youngest population, that K-2, and it might even be pre-K-2. I taught pre-K as well when I was in what I call Little Land. So all of this works for all of that. And I'll start off by saying that I think when you're teaching anything, but especially the little ones, they need routine. So my biggest piece of advice is that you need to have a process or a structure for your class, and you need to have it be consistent. That is the key to success. One of the keys to success is that consistency. And so that was one of the things that I really made a point and fine-tuned, because the students knew what to expect. Although there was always some mystery about what instrument we might do, or what movement we might do, or what game we might play, or what might be happening in terms of activities, they knew the structure of how the flow was. And so you want to build the community within your classroom. You don't want to just make students feel welcome. You want them to feel like they belong, like they have a place within your music classroom. And I always felt like that is a great way to do that is by getting to know their names to start off the year. So I'm going to share my screen and show you some different things. Great way. Listen, when we start the year, we have so many students. We have to learn the names. If you're in the same place year after year, you get to know the kids. But when I was there, I knew about a third of the school I had before. The other 2/3 were going to be brand new. And I quickly wanted them to feel welcome within my music classroom. And so that meant learning their names. Names are really important, and being able to pronounce their names and all of that good stuff. So a great place to go in here to kind of help you do that my kiddos used to love, I'm going to go to, and I'm going to search and show you how to find everything right in here. So I'm going to go to view all songs for now. And so what I'm going to search for is I'm just going to put the word name in the search bar, and let's see what comes up. And so there are 3 that come up. I have done name games and I've done name with my kiddos. And it's a great little introductory song that can help you learn all of their names and them to learn your name. So let's look at name game and kind of give it a try. So in here, you will see there are a ton of assets, ton of backing tracks that you can use, demo tracks. There is a teaching plan. I'm going to open that up. So this gives you instructions. If you're not sure what to do with this song, teaching plans are the way to go if you haven't checked them out. And you can search them in the songs. You can add a filter. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. But so name game, it's a song that helps us learn our names. You can do the hand jive with it, right? So demonstrate it. It shows you what it is. There's a part A and part B. Everyone snaps the half note B during part B, and that's when everybody's echoing their names. Okay. And it gives you a great little kind of like rundown of what you can do for the song to make it exciting for the 3 different parts. All right. So I'm going to pull up the lyrics, share this tab. Here we go. And let's listen to Name Game.
Rap, rap, rap your name. Everybody's playing the friendship game. Rap, rap, rap your name. Everybody's playing the friendship game.
My name is Eric.
Your name is Eric.
My name is Brandon.
Your name is Brandon.
My name is Krista.
Your name is Krista.
My name is Gwendolyn.
Your name is Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn. Krista. Brandon. Eric. Rap, rap, rap your name. Everybody's playing the friendship.
All right, so you've got that little hand jive. You heard the snapping along and then the clapping for the different parts of the song. Really, really great. And in here, I'm going to share the different tab. You don't have to do it. That's a great way to teach the song, to get the kids to understand the concept of someone's going to sing their name, someone's going to echo it then. And then I would stop and practice, and I would do my name, have the kids echo it. And then I'd pick a couple students that want to try it out before we go doing it with, you could pull up the accompaniment track and you can do it with 4 names. Okay. If you pull up this one, 24 names. So it gives you the time to get through 24 students within where there aren't those students' names on the board. So, or in there. So you have that you can download these tracks or play it right here. And again, so you do the song and it's wonderful. You also have these notation pages that if you want to be able to have the lyrics because they're gone, right here it is. You can download this. You can have it up on your screen for the kids while you play that accompaniment track. And so it's right there ready for them and visible if you want to use it. There's also piano accompaniment and everything else. So FYI, that's a really great one. And there's also a lesson plan in there. Oh, and look who helped write it. The amazing Christy Carey Miller, my dear friend. And so here it tells you exactly how to go about. You could add ORF to this one. Amazing. So there you go. A great full lesson plan written by Christy. We've got, all the different parts we can use. It's really, really great in here. Sing, say, dance, and play. So feel free to use that one. That's a really good one. That is the name game. All right, let me go back. There's one more in here I want to show you. And that is, let me go back here, names. So this one's a little bit even simpler, okay? And again, it has those accompaniment tracks. This one has a fast tempo, and the other option is a slower tempo. So you can differentiate for whatever your students' needs are. And how they can most have success with this song. Again, you've got these student pages. You'll see this one. It's more of a rock feel to it. and you've got that right on there that you can use. Oh, this is another amazing Christy Carey Miller one. I did not do that intentionally, folks. It just so happens. Again, a teaching plan that will tell you, okay, play the rhyme names. Ask, did you hear 2 different sections? A rhyme section followed by a name section. All right, so invite them to practice a 4-beat hand jive. Clap, clap, pat, pat. And that's what they're going to do throughout the song, okay? All right, so let's pull up this activity video. And this is the demo version. And then if I look at the other video, this is the game version, okay? So there are different versions that you can use with your kids. We're going to do the game version. Here we go.
Names, let's say 'em, 'cause everybody's playing. Round and round the circle, here we go. Say your name, don't miss a beat. And then we'll have new friends to greet.
Can interject their names. So again, I would practice it and then do it. Chase, we have a question?
No questions necessarily. I just wanted to say when you have the computer audio playing, it is a little hard to hear what you're saying. And while I've interrupted already, for any of my friends in the chat who are asking about webinar recordings, we will send out a recording from today's webinar tomorrow. And if you're asking about yesterday's webinar, that email actually is about to go out. I just got a message from my team. So sorry. Shawna, continue.
Thanks, Chase. No, appreciate that. All right. So there's 2 options for some great name songs to do with your kiddos. You know, and you can do them week after week because they need repetition in order to learn them, and you need repetition in order to learn their names. So FYI, I suggest that. I'm going to go to let me go back. I want to show you how to, I teased and said about the teaching plans. So right here, I went to songs, and then if you add filters and you go to song assets, and then choose teaching plan, that's where you can find there's 185 different songs that have teaching plans that will give you an idea for how to approach that song. It's not going to give you a full lesson plan, folks, but it's going to give you a way to approach that one song. And so there might be tried and true songs in here like Apple Tree or We're Dancing in the Forest that you use all the time, but maybe we give you a new idea on how you might be able to integrate it with your students or utilize it. Or maybe you want to do it the way you've always done it, and then the next time you see your kids, you're reviewing it and you try it a new approach to that same old song. So I wanted to not forget to show you how to find that teaching plans, how to search for those. All right. In my playlists, I have a million playlists, but I'm going to scroll down because I created a back to school playlist. And so this is my playlist of songs that are great to kick off the school year. Right here it is, back to school. Let me open it up. And so in here are songs that I loved to do with my kiddos. They were really great ways to kind of start getting that routine. I think with the new kids, the youngest students, it is super important to have a very specific transition into music class and a transition out of music class. Hopefully they're going to be super amped up to get to music, because they know my kids knew they were going to be moving and playing instruments and singing. And it was nonstop, fast paced, quick transitions, shorter activities, but lots of them. And so I wanted to transition them. So I always did like a hello song to start out. And I'm going to give you some options for that in a moment. But in this Black to School playlist is also other songs that can help with that. Jump in, jump out. I don't know if any of you know this song. It's so fantastic. I'm going to show it to you in case you don't know it.
Jump in, jump out, turn yourself about. I said jump in, jump out, introduce yourself.
My name is Mrs. Longo. My name is Eric. My name is Eric. So this is another name song. I know it didn't come up when I searched for name because the word name is not in the title. FYI, guys. So if you're searching for titles, it has to have it in it. But this is another great one to do for kids' names. And if it ended, I would just hit play again. We do the chorus and do kids' names again, and they loved it. This, again, fantastic song to do names, to get it started. They're up, they're jumping in, they're jumping out, they're turning around. They are fully engrossed in what we're doing. So wanted to show that one to you as a really great song.
Shawna,
Yes.
real quick, I was going to say there's a question in the chat, just curious. How do you go about encouraging students that are maybe on the shyer side to participate in like the name game or anything like this?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So you got to get to know your kids really, really quickly. And so, but you may not know them really well. And if I have shy students, and I've had them who, you can see them physically withdraw when they have to say their name, I would sit next to them. And so I would ask them, I'd kind of like skip over them if I could see like panic attack ensuing and them being nervous if I don't know them yet, right? Move on to the next student, and then I would talk to that kiddo one-on-one and say, hey, can we do it together? And so I will sing their name. Oh, I'll hit pause. Someone said they can't hear the speaker talking, so I would check your audio. But I might pause the video. And so I would tell kids up front, we would practice it. I'd have the best way to kind of avoid a bad situation is to go around the room and have every kid practice it first, right? Hi, my name is Mrs. Longo. They repeat it back and then go down the row. You can do it very quickly and have each kid do it. And then you're going to know where there might be stumbling blocks. And so before you go putting a song up. So I would then go over and ask that student, hey, could we do it together? Some of them might say yes. And even if they're just moving their lips, I'm happy. Some might not even be willing to do that. Okay, do you want me to, can I say your name can I, sing your name for you so that you can be part of this? And usually they will say yes. And so I do their name for them. But then one of my goals is to eventually help them feel comfortable enough in my classroom that they would be willing to do their name themselves. And it might take a few weeks. I would do this jump in, jump out song for the first month of school. I got to see my kids once every 3 days. So I would do this, maybe not a month, because that'd be like 8 times or 7 times. I would do it definitely the first 4 times I saw them, the first 4 classes. What somebody just put in the chat, what ages for jump in, jump out? So, you have to know your kids. I was looking on here to see if we have it tagged with an age. We don't. It does say it's repeated 8 times, so up to 32 names that you could do. It depends on your kids. I definitely think you could do it K-2. That's what this focuses on. But you know what? Like, if you've had your kiddos for a long time, I could see getting some of my older kids might like to do it. Someone just said it's 1+. Yeah, someone else just said they use it up to 4th grade. I totally think it could be viable for up to 4th grade for sure. If I were going to 5th grade, I might do one of those other name ones that's more of a rap or a jazz that's a little more challenging for them. But it might work for your kids. It just depends on like you and the classroom you create. All right. So I just talked about ways we can get kids to hopefully do it, to participate. Another thing you want to do is set up like rules within the classroom. You want to set standards with the kids. Here's a great music manners video that kind of gives you that opportunity. This is in a hip hop kind of vibe, but it goes over music.
Let's choose manners, music manners. Everyone, feet belong in our space, hands belong in our place. Safe and fun. Let's choose manners, music manners. Everyone, listening ears are hearing, searching eyes are peering. Safe and fun. Let's choose manners.
So you see, I added like little movements I would do with the kids. It's very basic music manners, but really important to kind of set that stage. So I would do that with my kids. I'd do the jump in with my kids. And I would do shake my sillies out just because I want them to just kind of like let loose and have fun. And I think this song is just a hoot. And they would request it. They'd do it every time I saw them. Year round if I let them. And there's a great choreography video to do it. So feel free if you want to get up and do it along.
Gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake, shake my sillies out and wiggle my waggles away. I gotta clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out. Clap, clap, clap my crazies out and wiggle my waggles away. I gotta jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump my jiggles out and wiggle my waggles away. I gotta yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out. Yawn, yawn, yawn my sleepies out and wiggle my waggles away. I gotta shake, shake, shake my sillies out. Shake, shake.
All right, so you get the point. It's just going to go to the end, the same part repeating. My kids would love that one. I will tell you right now, I did shake my sillies out to start every single class for my preschool kids, preschool disabled, regular preschool. We always did our hello song and right into shake my sillies out, no matter what. They needed an extra level of transition. And so it really helped get them focused for music class. And I would say, come on, we got to all get our sillies out so we could really have some fun in music. And it was a great one to do that. All right, let me go back to my playlist. All right, Mickey Mouse March is another really great one to do with your kids to get them marching and moving, especially the little ones. Shake It. These are all like tried and true, amazing. I want to just kind of get them moving and feeling it. Walk, skip, gallop. Let's go. The Mannequin song is fantastic. You know, when Encanto was really big, I have the Encanto songs. And so we'd play like freeze dance with it. There's a School is Cool one that's really great. Let's see. I'm going to play this one for you. Here we go. Let me share this tab instead. There we go.
We've had lots of summer days, lots of time to swim and play. Now another school year has begun. Lots of things to learn and have some fun. Reading, writing, math, and history. Social studies, music, art, PE. School is cool, oh yeah. School is cool, oh yeah. Yeah.
So quick, short little song. You could hear some percussion in the background. I use that as like a way to kind of like pre-assess, right? Do the kids, how are they with steady beat? Do they have any idea what's going on? You know, so give some rhythm sticks or some simple unpitched percussion for them to just play along with that song as a really great assessment. And again, transition them thinking from summer to back to school to getting the year started the right way. So that's another great little nugget of a song in there. All right. So I talked a little bit about, we're going to go back to the songs. I also talked about, you know, getting kids all on the same page for a hello song. I love to start class with a hello song, and I love to end class with a goodbye song. I felt it was really, really important. And I will tell you that it was funny. Just the other day, my son sang my, I don't know if it was my hello song or it was my goodbye song to me. Because during the pandemic, I was teaching here at home, and he was here going to school at home, and my husband was downstairs working at home, and they ended up learning every song I would do for music class. And so they would kind of, you know, give me a hard time. And the other day he randomly sang it, and now it's 5 years later, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he still remembers it. But I always started with a hello kindergarten, and they would have to repeat, they would have to echo, call and response more. Hello, Mrs. Longo. That's it. And then we'd go into a hello song. And so simple. Now, when I was teaching virtually, I would do that to every single student on the screen. You could do it in class that way. I don't do it in class. I just do it as a like, are you kindergarten, first grade, or are you preschool? And that's how I greet them. But I still have parents, mind you, from during the like pandemic teaching virtually, where I was literally teaching music, like dancing like a crazy person, playing instruments and having a blast with their kids virtually. And they heard everything in the background. I have parents who, if they run into me, they will not just say hi to me. They sing, "Hello, Mrs. Longo." And that makes like my heart warm that it's ingrained in them too, that routine. They knew that is, I started music class every time, and I continue to do that. They'd be driving up in the drop-off line, roll down their windows to sing hello to me in the morning. So if the parents catch on and do it too, you know something's going right. So something super simple like hello, kindergarten, echo back your name, starts it off. But there are also some really great hello songs in EE music class. And so you have a choice of if you want to do a little bit longer of a song as your steady. I always start with this song. There's a couple really, really great options. The I Will Sing Hello is really great because it comes in various languages. You've got a Spanish version, French, Swahili, Mandarin, Hebrew, Hungarian, and Zulu. So you have 7 options for this song. I mean, you could have, I think it'd be great to use this song and then every like month or so, switch the language you're focused on to really increase that culture within your classroom. So I'm going to show you the Spanish one. Again, there's a teaching plan for this one, folks, right? I will sing hello around the world, round the world, round the world, right? And so there's some movements you can do. Really great. It's right there. All right, I'm going to go with lyrics because we are K-2. We're doing probably more lyric stuff. Let me share the tab. Let's see. I will sing hello. There's some really great graphics for this one too.
I will sing hello around the world, round the world, round the world. I will sing hello around the world. I will sing all over the world. Hola, 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 hola. I will sing hello around the world, around the world.
So really great, simple song. And I didn't show you the lyric video, which is what I wanted to do. So let me go show you a different one that's not the Spanish one. You just got that. Let me search again because it didn't take me back to it. All right, let's do Swahili. And I'm going to do the lyric video. The lyric video is going to give you the great movements. Here we go.
Hey, Shawna. Sorry, I think we need to switch tab audio.
What was that?
I couldn't hear the music. I think we need to switch tab audio, possibly. I'm not sure.
Oh, and we even tested this beforehand, just for the record, and it worked. I tested this exact way, not this song, though. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but you heard the audio before, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, all right, we're going to go back. We'll go back and I'm going to move on. Anyways, you guys got the point to I Will Sing Hello. And it did have that in Swahili. So I think that's a really great option with lots of different languages. Those songs are like a minute long, folks. They're not going to kill your lesson time to do a quick hello to really get it started the right way. So I really, and then from there, I would do Shake My Sillies Out and then into the bulk of my lesson that day. So hello, Mrs. Longo, echo, a hello song, Shake My Sillies Out. Then we dig into today's lesson at hand because now they've just had 3 different interactions to really get them zoned in and focused. Now, I'm going to jump to how I end the lesson, and then we're going to talk about everything in between. Okay, how I end the lesson. There's some great goodbye songs. I I used to do the music time is over. Repeat, time is over. Time to say goodbye. Say goodbye. Goodbye until the next time. Till the next time. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Bye, goodbye, goodbye. It's really important for the kids to know when music is over because you've got to send them back to the teacher and they've got to be able to sit in a seat and participate. They can no longer be running, dancing around the room and having a great time. I hope they're having fun in outside music, but let's be real. And so a goodbye song is a really great way to do it. So I just searched goodbye. You've got Goodbye, My Friend. You've got a Hebrew song, Shalom Shavarim. I don't know if I butchered that. My apologies. And then you have the same, I will sing hello. You've got a goodbye version, folks, in Spanish, French. You've got all those languages, Mandarin, Hebrew, Zulu, Swahili. So you could have a hello and a goodbye that focuses on that other language to really kind of round out your lesson. Highly recommend. Oh, and Hungarian. There's a short version of Goodbye, My Friend, and a longer version. I'm going to play you those two really quickly. Let's see if they should play actually through here. Share this tab instead. Here we go. Can you not hear it?
No, Shawna, I'm not sure what's going on. I know we tested this out. I can't hear it for some reason.
And it worked in the beginning of the webinar.
Yeah, it did. Could you maybe stop sharing your screen and try to exit, just exit out of sharing and go back in?
Yep, I can totally do that. Stop sharing. It's so weird that it did that all of a sudden. Go figure. Let me hold on. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
That's why we have thanks, Chase, for letting me know.
Yeah.
Because why would it change?
Technology.
Technology. For those that know me, I'm a tech person and can't live with it, can't live without it. All right, let's try it again.
Goodbye, goodbye, so long to you, my friend. Stay well and fine till we meet again. We have learned so much together.
All right, so there's an option for you. There is that song. Let me go back because I want to play you the other one. The I Will Sing Goodbye. We'll do the French version this time. Again, teaching plan. We're going to do the lyric video.
I will sing goodbye around the world, round the world, round the world. I will sing goodbye around the world. I will sing all over the world. Au revoir, 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 au revoir. I will sing goodbye.
So ABA section, again, you have different options for what language you want to focus on, but I think these are a really great way to kind of start and end your class, and then what you do in between will give you some really great options. Okay, all right, so fantastic. The next thing we're talking about, lesson planning. I would be remiss if I didn't click this really big tab up here that says Lessons Elementary. In here, folks, if you haven't dug into our lessons, I know I'm a little bit biased because I was on the team that helped write these 180 lessons, but they're really, really fantastic. And I can tell you, we have the best of the best teachers from around the country writing these lessons aligned to the standards. Here, if you click, we've got a scope and sequence for you. And so what I really love, so here I'm going to scroll down. You can see the scope and sequence. It tells you the first unit is beat, rhythm, and duration. And every sorry, I need to share the tab. There it is. First unit, here's all of the concepts. And then through the grade levels, when are we introducing that concept? When are we developing it? And when are we mastering it? We've never mastered. We're working towards mastery. Okay. And then our second unit is meter. And again, we've laid this all out for you. So if you want to align it to your curriculum, you easily can do that. All these lessons, like I said, are aligned to the National Core Art Standards, as well as social emotional learning, 5 competencies: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, responsible decision-making, and relationship skills. So those are the 5. So we are really proud of them. There's 30 lessons per grade level, K through 5. I will tell you right now, and I'm going to give you some tricks for how to round it out. But I saw my kids once every 3 days. And for K and 1, I did this lesson sequence 1 to 30. And then I sprinkled in some little added extras at the end of each unit. I'll tell you some things that I did to kind of fill it out a little bit. The lessons are supposed to be written be 30 minutes. I'm going to tell you, there's more like 40 to 55 minutes worth of material in each one of these lessons. So depending how long you have your kiddos for, you might actually be able to use a lesson for 2 class periods if you really wanted to. Okay. So the other thing that's really great, and I just kicked off this webinar saying about like creating a process or a structure for your lesson, starting out with a greet them, do a hello song. I did a shake my sillies out, get into the bulk, and then do a goodbye. That bulk, it's great to have consistency too. And you'd have that with these lessons. So we always give a lesson overview with objectives and standards, a welcome song or an activity. The welcome song, if you do, listen, you could do the lessons out of order. You could do whatever you want, it'll work. If you do them in order, we picked a welcome song and a closing song many times that would fall around the holiday that was occurring if you did them in the order. But if you look in the lesson plan, we always give you an alternate welcome and closing song that is not holiday oriented, that will help work on the same concepts that are happening within it. We're not just picking a holiday song for the fun of it. It's directly connected to the concepts we're working on in that lesson. So we give you a non-holiday option for both of those as well. Then we get into the learning goals, which are in kid-friendly musical language. We give you vocabulary that is also connected with images and consistent throughout. And then we love to connect every music concept to the outside world. What does this look like in the world we live in? And then you'll have a number of songs and activities, and that varies by lesson. I will tell you that, how many songs, how many activities. You'll have a separate social emotional learning activity, but social emotional learning will also be embedded throughout the entire lesson and called out in parentheses. It'll say SEL connection. Summative and informative assessments with a self-check of the learning goals that were I will statements will be did I, and then a closing song and activity. So you've got that consistent format. All right. So let me open up one of these lessons and kind of show you what that means. Let's view steps. So when I view the steps for this lesson, I can print it. You want to save yourself time on lesson plans, folks? This is literally what I did for my lesson plans. I'd click this print button. We've written these lesson plans. They're pretty much scripted for the greenest of teachers or substitute. As a veteran teacher and one who wrote some of these lessons, I would choose what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. You have that autonomy, but I could quickly select all, copy it, and paste it into whatever lesson, how I had to submit my lesson plans, which at the time was Google Docs. So copy, paste, bam, I was done. We made sure we included everything in here that any administrator could possibly ask for in a lesson plan. There's way more in here than they will probably ever ask you to provide. So we tell you what social emotional learning is being focused on, what materials you'll need, the standards that it's connected to. And then here it is literally scripted step by step. Welcome song. All right, it's rig a jig jig. What are the goals for that song? What's the formation? And then we give you the scripted out teaching steps with the standards attached. So everything is here, that there shouldn't be any questions about how to effectively use these. But again, you can make them and do with them whatever you want to do. We also give you some really great reflection questions for the social emotional learning that you can be asking the students. And if you're in the lesson, let me go to here's the SEL activity. I'm going to launch it. Okay. And so when I launch it, if you're in there and you're like, oh, I forgot what I was supposed to do, you can click the little book up here and it tells you exactly what you can do for the teaching steps for this. There's a little partner game they can play. And again, we always have a discussion prompt to further work with the students. And sometimes we have like additional notes or thoughts or alternative ways to approach something depending on your students. And you have a drop down to go, again, you'll see that order, lesson overview. When we click the arrow or the drop down, we go right to the welcome song. Then it always goes to the learning goals. There will be multiple learning goals for each song, and you can just click through them. Then we go to that connection, connecting fast and slow to animals and activities that they know. And then we go to vocabulary. Again, click through all the vocab terms that are in here. And then you get into the essential instruction, and everything is in one place together. So like this one, there's multiple screens. So there's demo audio. Everything's right there that you need to be successful with this lesson for your students. Then you have another activity, the cobbler, the SEL activity, learning goals assessment. This is a little assessment with a song. And then goals check, did I? And you've got the did I questions that were the same as the I wills. And then a closing activity. This one happens to be the chicken dance, because who doesn't love that? After the chicken dance, I would then do my goodbye song, and the kids would be on their merry way. I cannot stress how important it is to have that consistency, especially if you have diverse learners or neurodivergent learners. I had students who were nonverbal, and I had one that when the first chord would play for the goodbye song, he would immediately start crying and go, oh, 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 which meant more singing. And so I had no idea. I had him for 3 years that he started to respond. And he knew music was over because of that song. And so having that consistent routine, although it made him upset because he didn't want it to end, it was really amazing to know that it was working, and he understood the flow of the class and what was coming next, because those students really need that consistent triggers to know when they need to prepare to transition, so they're not caught off guard and act out and have situations occur that aren't giving them the best chance to learn in the classroom. So I know I just undid my share. My apologies. So anyways, again, consistent format there, customizable, tons of things to go. All right, let me share my screen again, and let's talk about some other ways. So I told you that I also would do other things to kind of broaden it out, those 30 lessons, and fill up the entire school year. And so I did that through my playlists. So I'm going to go here. Now, what I did with my playlists, I created a playlist for every unit of study. And rather than scroll through my million playlists, I actually cleaned them up recently. I actually am going to go to my class collections, because I made a class collection of all my playlists for each unit that I taught. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. Here's my units. You'll see that they align with the EE music class flow of the units, starting with beat, rhythm, duration, then meter. 3 is pitch, 4 is timbre, 5 is form, 6 is expressive elements meaning tempo, articulation, and dynamics. And so if I'm teaching beat and rhythm, I'm going to open this playlist. These are all my go-to songs that I love. And so I suggest creating a playlist for each unit you teach, because as you go through EE music class and you find all these amazing resources, whether they be songs, whether they be an activity page right here, 2 sounds for 1 beat, a great assessment page that I would use, or sorry, this one moved, so it's not there. Here's another activity page, activity pages, all of these great things. I could put games in here. You can put every resource that's available in EE music class in a playlist, and then it's right there. Oh, here's a music show episode, Luigi on Parade, that teaches steady beat. Fantastic. So if there's 2 minutes at the end of class, or I want to build out something special, I can go here and know all of these resources support the learning of beat, rhythm, and duration, or I've pulled them from the different lessons we do. So if I want to grab something quick, I can find it right there. Now you can populate with all of these amazing, I'm going to go to the resources tab. You have all of these great resources at your fingertips, whether you're teaching recorder, ukulele, not probably in K-2 land, but I can tell you K-2 land, there's some great Disney music activities are fantastic to do with your kiddos. These could be multiple lessons in a row that are really interactive and connected to their favorite characters that they know and love from Disney. The worksheets are really great assessments that you can pull in and add to it as well. And so I will say this because I'm jumping ahead of myself. But the other thing I do with playlists is, and I'm in my class collections, I also created a playlist for every holiday. And I have a class collection called Holidays. So I'm going to manage that. And you're going to see, here's my Chinese New Year. Here's my Christmas songs, Earth Day, Halloween, Kwanzaa, Halloween for kids. Halloween for kids. So whenever I call a playlist for kids, it means that if I go to my Halloween playlist, I'm going to show you the difference. You're going to see here it says all these resources, right? If I view hand jive, Halloween hand jive, for instance, it gives me access to everything because I, as the teacher, today I might want to do the choreography video, but maybe the next time I see them, I want the lyrics video or some other resource. So my kids were like, we love your holiday playlist. Can you share it on our Google Classroom? Because that's the platform we used. And I was like, yes, except I needed to make one for the kids. Why? I didn't want the kids to have access to all the different assets. I wanted to point them towards the one thing I wanted them to do. So I made this Halloween for kids. And now if you look, they only have one asset for each song, whether it's videos or lyrics, one asset. So when they go, I'm going to show you. I'm going to click this link and they open up the link that I shared with them and they know they can click lesson view. Let me share this tab instead. And the song pops up and they can either do the drop down because they see me using. So I just saw a question. Someone's teaching 6th through 8th. So I'll show you in a moment. We have middle school right here in EE music class for you. They can go to this whatever song they want to go to and jump to it. And if they jump to it, it's going to take them right to what I put in that playlist for them. So that's really, really a great feature. And that's why mine says for kids, because that's my tag to know, okay, each song or each resource I put in there is only going to take them to one specific thing. Not that there. Yes, all of my playlists, you can only put resources from EE music class in your playlist. You can't upload from anywhere else. That has to do with like all those great copyright laws that exist in the world. But that's not to say you can't have Google Slides or some slide deck where you put in other resources and then you create this playlist and share the playlist like I just did and have this link in your slide deck and it will jump right to that playlist and you'll be able to play it. So you could integrate your EE music class resources with outside ones through the use of slides and hyperlinks if you wanted to. So again, I would also have playlists for every concert I was doing. So for instance, let me go to my playlists. So here's great graduation, end of the year celebration. Oh, here's my spring 2023 kindergarten concert songs, right? So here are the songs I used in that spring concert, all in one playlist. And so it's great. So all of these videos that are in here, I know someone just asked what platform. They're not in YouTube or anything else. They live solely in EE music class. So you shouldn't have any problems with anything being blocked. And your students, when you share this link up here, there's no login for your students. The only person that needs a login is you to create all these custom amazing resources. All right, I am running out of time. I need to move ahead. The last thing, the way I would round out whenever I finished a unit of instruction. So I finished my first unit on beat, rhythm, and duration. I love to have a center station day. And what I would do is grab resources from across and create little centers or stations for my students to rotate through. And it might last 2 classes for them to get, I put them in groups and they go around. Now, the resources tab is a great place to come up with ideas for your centers or your stations that you do with students. You could have a device sitting at one station and maybe it has a listening map. I'm going to go to Nope, wrong thing. It has a listening map that you've pulled. Maybe you want them to interact with Ballet of the Unhatched Chicks. So you have that pulled up on that screen and they're going to do an activity with it. Boom. That's right there. So there it is. The listening maps you can download also. There's a lesson plan. There's audio files that you can use for that one in particular. Maybe you want to have them, as an assessment tool. Maybe at one of the stations you put a worksheet. Maybe it's a word search, or I'm going to scroll down. You're working on. Let me find one that will work really, really well for elementary. I'm scrolling really fast. There's 268 different worksheets in here, and you can search them. Let me show the filters. Let's filter by grade, and I want the ones for second grade plus. Okay, so maybe you just did Beat and Rhythm, or maybe you have a journaling. You either printed this out for them, or you could have them doing it digitally. And so these are great little assessments. That could be one of your centers or stations that you work with the students on, that you have the students doing individually, and they give it to you at the end. And you've got a great little assessment that you gave as a summative assessment of their knowledge of that unit. That could be one of your centers. You could also, there are fantastic games in here. I'd love to put a device. Oops, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. The interactive games are fantastic. So you could have them sitting with a couple devices. And I mean, there's a million different games. Unscramble the teddy bear song. I used to do this one with my kids. They'd have to sort the instruments in the right category: brass, woodwind, etc. They have one of these for unpitched percussion. That's really great. And then you'll see there's a track at the bottom that they could play. If they finish early, they can listen to the song or use the song with headphones to help them complete this little game. But you could use it as an assessment, folks. They can check to see how they're doing. Really great center idea. Or you could put those, I mentioned, you've got those great Disney music activities. Those could be a center. And then, of course, search online. There's stuff. Listen, there's more in e-music class than you'll ever use, but there's stuff out online as well that you could pull in as a center. There's different publishing houses that sell books with centers that you can create your own. Another great resource if you're creating lessons that you could put in a playlist so you don't forget is in the virtual library. For someone who mentioned about middle school, here you go. Here's the whole modern band method. And if you click on lessons, middle school, we've got stuff in there. So someone just asked, would I have one device per student at each station? If not, how would they share a device? Yeah, you have to figure out what works for you. On those days, I'd have my kids, I'd have a device for each child. It depends on the activity I put at that station or that center, whether it was a group activity and they only needed one device, or if it was an individual activity, then I needed a device per student at that center or station. You just got to kind of decide how you're using it and for what purpose. So there are all these amazing digital versions of books that you can pull in and work with your kiddos. Some of my favorites, I'm going to pull in the Charlie Brown songbook is great. Let me go to the second page, actually. I love sight reading for young singers, Disney hits. Creative activities for teaching general music is wonderful. Singing for kids, Roger Emerson is, one of the best of the best. Uplifting, inspiring songs is great. There's some real musical cups. That's really for the older grades, but you never know. You might want to play with that with your kids. Jazz is elementary. The Laurie Berkner songbook is great for creating lessons. Disney songs. There are Boom Whackers, Boom and the Basics. I used that all the time. Rhythm, Read and Play. Phenomenal. You will find tons of activities in there to support the students. And these could be center activities or embedded within your lesson plans. And bucket blast, bucket drumming. So I would round it out. So if there's 5 lessons in a unit in EEMC, I would always do 6 or 7 per unit. And I would add all these amazing resources like, okay, we're at the end of the unit. We're going to play and show me how you've learned the main concept. So for beat, rhythm, and duration, I'd pull in bucket blast. I pull in boom. I pull in different from these digital books and games and other things and create these days where we really I can assess their learning Maybe you want to do it midway as a formative after the third lesson. Do one of these days and then do the last 2 lessons in the unit, and then do another day like this and a centers day where you get to do the summative assessment to see what they've learned. Whew, all right. I just gave you, I hope, a ton of ideas that you can use for how to plan your lessons. There's so much in here, folks. You will never run out of ideas and never have to leave EE music class. But you can always pull in other things. There's so much out there.
Awesome. Shawna, thank you so much. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, and we've got some people showing you some love down with some of the emojis here. Awesome, awesome. Great.
Everyone.
Well, hey, before we head off for the evening, I want to go ahead and share our giveaway offer. This should be popping up on your screen right now. Hal Leonard and Essential Elements are hosting this Music is EEssential giveaway. You can click that link. It'll take you to a form you can fill out to sign up to win a free year of EE music class. And I think we're going to be picking 2 winners. So go ahead, fill out that form right now. Thank you all so much for attending. You can expect to receive a recording of today's webinar tomorrow, kind of late afternoon. And I did get confirmation for those that attended Christy's session yesterday, that email went out. So if you haven't received it, just send us a message. I'm going to put it in the chat here real quick. HLEDU@halleonard.com. That goes to me and my team. Any questions you have about the presentation, about EE music class, or anything else, be happy to help. So, Shawna, thank you again so much for being here. Thank you for everyone for being in attendance tonight. And we hope you have a wonderful start to the school year. See you tomorrow for our substitute lesson planning session.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone.